Hello guys, welcome to the new video. Today we'll be learning how to take screenshot, and today our test case is open a browser, go to URL https google.com and enter a query Sundar Pichai, take the screenshot of the resulting page and close the browser, right? So we'll be learning how to automate google.com, how to enter a query and take the screenshot. So first of all, we have learned previously how to open the browser. So in this video we will also learn that thing only. So first of all, how to write a code is that go to new, create a class, let name it as screenshot demo. What we have to do is that we'll start the coding first line, that is public static void main, and we'll be working under this. So this video is gonna be a bit longer because we'll learn step by step and there are a lot of things that we have to do. So first of all, we'll be setting up our WebDriver manager because we have set it up in the first place, and that's the base step of every uh, code you write. Because if you're working on Maven, you have to write this code because you have to set up the browser driver so that we can use the Chrome driver as well. Now we'll calling Chrome driver class and create a driver object of that Chrome driver class. Now we'll be open a browser by using driver.get method and we'll pass the URL as a string. Here what we are doing is we are passing the URL as a string that the browser will open. Now if I just run it, let's see what happens. Yes. So the browser is opening and the Google is opening. And after the Google page is opening, there is a sign in to Google message. And like if we just inspect this or context click or right click on this, we can see that this is in a different frame. So we'll be learning how to handle frames, but since we are learning taking screenshot, I will immediately handle this. You can also check out this, but don't get disheartened because we'll be learning in the future videos. So how to handle the frame is that we'll be using switch to method and go to frame and we'll use one to go there, and driver dot find element method will be used to select the actual thing. Like if we want to sign in, we have to click on sign in, but I don't want to sign in right now. We have to go to inspect and click on this button. If we click on this button, we can just go to can find the element or XML of everything. Now what we'll do is we'll be copy the XPath. Now if you ask me like what is XPath is the XML path document where by which we can find the web element and we can interact with it. So see here, uh, because this Google is developed on HTML, CSS and JS, there will be some ID or attribute that is on ID, and it is because of this JS, it is changed on, it's randomly changed. So we'll be deleting this, and by deleting this we are just hard coding it, because we if you don't hard code it, it will result in changing and the element will not be interactable anymore. So let's just store it in web element, no thanks button. Why did I store it here? Because I would need this button to click. Yeah, we can click here by using the dot click method here, but still, it's my favorite way to do this stuff because I just keep it very clean and clear. So now after inputting the web element, like this is a variable type, we will be importing this. We have to import this. Now after storing this, we'll be interacting with it and we'll say click. And if I just run it, let's see if it works or not. Is this a okay, there's something is error in here. Let's just resolve it. was the issue. Let's check it like this. No thanks button should not be needed, I hope. Okay, so there's an error. I put it up dot after this, so this is the error. Let's just solve it. This is the best method I can teach you, because after, like, I am also doing some error and solving it, and I think this is the best method to teach you guys, because you also learning something. Now see if there is any error or not. No, there is no error. Might be there is some, I missed some semicolon after this. Might it happen, it might happen. Let's save it and run it. So this frame is not going. Okay, I will change this number to 0, because there is no frame. I hope there is only parent frame and frame number 0, because our counting in programming start with 0. Let's just run it again. Yeah, it's going now. So it's done. I hope I have made you clear on this, and I will make a separate video how to handle frames if you didn't interact with any frames earlier. I will teach you that. Now, after we have switched our driver to that, we have to come back and come back to our parent frame, and there's also a method like parent frame. We'll be asking that to come back and do this. Now, after we have came back to this portion again, we'll be interact with this. Let's interact with this. Clicking on this, click on this, and now we have found the actual name. Now see, while we were automating the Google used JavaScript or JavaScript a lot, and that's why the problem arises of the automation or testers, because there are a lot of code like the input class. This will change in the next time, because if I just can make you let you see just a minute. If I inspect this and same way inspect this, the same, it would have changed. Might be it will change in same or in a different browser type. I will know that, but we have to find some XPath or some interacting like the in the XPath. This is an XML, so we have to find something very hard that didn't change. So I'm taking the name q as our find element method, so that this won't change all the time and my code just run as it is. So there's a name tag, there's a name method where I can use this. So after going to this, I will write like, if I just do this, if I click on this, or if I after going this, I will write Sundar Pichai, right? And enter and click enter. So what we'll do here is we'll send keys, we'll call the method dot send keys, and we'll pass the argument or pass the query as an argument here. Okay, and will what we'll do here is that we'll do the enter thing. So let's see if you can keep it on a web element. Likewise, I told you in the first place that I this is my best approach to interact with an element. So that's why it's like it's very clean and clear to the people who are seeing my code. So we'll storing it in web element, and we'll write as store it in a variable as a search box. Okay, and now we'll use this search box directly, so that we don't have any problem. Like, because of this driver dot find element, I don't know, one like those who are not coding with me won't know that what it stored, but after storing it in search box, they would know that this is a code or this is a find element method for the search box element. Now they will be finding it easy to code from their side. Now same method send keys will be passing the query, so passing the name or yeah query as an argument through this method, and they will do it for me. After doing this, like after writing the name, if I go back after writing the name, we what we do is that we click enter, right? We are clicking enter, so we have to tell them that you have to click enter by send keys method only. Now we'll sending keys through it, and if I just write inside, see here, we are writing the queries inside double inverted commas as an argument, but while we are passing the action method or action thing, what we have to do in through our keyboard, we are passing the keys. Now after passing the keys, we will call the dot by, while we call the enter method by dot, and we'll try to pass the enter as an argument through it and put a semicolon. Let's just see if it works. Just a minute, I am putting a sleep here so that you can get a bit more time to understand what is actually happening. Now after that, close the browser. Right. So here's an error. I hope that you guys are known to this. Like, this would be because of this interrupted exception, because this is an hardware where you, when you put the thread dot slip, it actually work on both the, like, all the code, and that's why there is an interrupted exception must be thrown from the main method, so that it won't, if there is any, sorry for the intervention. And now if we just put the thread dot slip, there are a lot of like this hardware actually work on every element, every code, so that's why we have to throw an error, that is interrupted exception. Let's just run it and see what happens next. Okay, so it's running, like it's waiting for 3 seconds or so, and it's closing the browser. So what we have to do that, if I just go to our uh, test case, that we have opened a browser, go on to this your URL and enter this query and take the screenshot. We have to do this thing, take the screenshot of the result page. So before taking the screenshot of the result page, what we have to do that, in the pom.xml we have to add another dependency. So what dependency do we have to add? We have to go to Maven repository, because there's the only place where we can find the dependencies while working on the Maven thing. And in this thing, we'll be searching apache commons.io. Now, if I search it in apache common.io, we have seen that there is a first link. We have click on this, and we will go to the latest version of it, 0.11, and we'll copy this code and we'll paste in the same way we have done in the previous tutorials. So after dependency, like in the previous tutorial, we have been added this dependency, like this WebDriver manager and the Selenium Java language binding thing, and after that we will be adding this. So the no need of this space. And yes, the commons IO is added, and we'll click on Control S. That will save and build the everything, and everything will be done. After those things, we'll be using the file class to take the screenshot. Now to take the screenshot, we have to use a variable, so that we can take the screenshot, so that variable can take the screenshot and keep it to himself, right? So we are using screenshot file and text screenshot. Okay, and then we'll pass the driver through it, and we'll get like specify. After passing the driver, we have seen there are a lot of errors are showing, so let's just focus on the first error, that is the file error. So what is clicking on this, after importing the file, we have to, like, after using the file, we have to import a file java.io. Okay, so click on it. Java.io must be imported. Yes, I have done. And now we have to import the text screenshot method, so that they can be using. Now after this thing, we have to put get screenshot output as, like, we have to focus on the output, because after it takes a screenshot over here and keep it to himself as different method, like in different format. So we have to specify what type of format should be there after clicking the screenshot. So we called a method that is get screenshot as, and we'll specify the output type here. So output type have to specify. See here, the output type is capital out, like this is also a method, and we'll call output type file format. So we'll be storing it as a file and put a semicolon. The same way, we'll have to do another thing, like see, if we just screenshotted this file and the screenshot has been stored to screenshot file. Now sorry, we have to like use it, right? We have to view the screenshot file, so we'll be using a destination file where we'll be copying this screenshot file into destination file so that we can see it. So how to do this? We'll be creating a variable of file class, that is file, and we'll specify here as in this type. Like this part is for the path of the file where you want to store. And by adding this, we'll be screenshot file name, right? And adding this, we'll be using screenshot plus dot format name. So this is, you all know that the JPG, PNG is the format for seeing the screenshot, and this should be the screenshot file name. This is the path of the file where you will storing the destination file also. And we'll be tricking something, we'll be doing something which is very smart in this field, because if I just keep it this way, now the screenshot file name, we have to first of all keep it in uh, string method, as in it's just string. So let's just specify the path first. So if I go to desktop and we'll store it here, the properties, and copy the location or path of file, we have to do these things, like we have to copy the path here and use, like, you know that the backslash will not work as a location or as a path, because while we are coding we don't use backslash, we use always forward slash for it. And while you are doing double forward slash, you are sending some information to the computer that you have to go inside that. Like while we are doing in the CMD, while we use in CMD we use cd dot dot, so that's the same thing. Now what I have told you, that the screenshot file will be stored here, and post that we'll be copying this screenshot file into destination file, where we'll be stating the file path where it will be stored, what's the name. Okay, so I put it to name, I think, yeah. So this should not be there. Let's just file name one. Okay, yeah. So after that we have to copy the screenshot file, which has the output type as a file, and into destination file, right? So file utils dot copy file, right? So if you can just hover over this, we can see that there is a this void method which return nothing. Okay, no, not this, I think copy file, yeah, this is a void method. Copy file source file to destination file where you want to store. Now if I just double click on it, it will came up, and now we have to specify what was our screenshot file, what was our source file. The source file is our screenshot file, and double click on it, and where will be stored in the destination file. Now put a semicolon after this. Now still it is showing an error because it stating that add throws declaration or surround try catch. So this is a method which actually throws IO exception. So if we just want to do this, we can do this thing, try catch method, or we just hover over it and use the try catch method like this, surround with try catch, or we can just throw same exception post this thing. Okay, so you can use both the ways to handle the exception. There's no need to follow the same thing. Yeah, follow the same method. I think there's a wrong typing, IO exception. Just a minute. Okay. So after putting the IO exception, we have to import the IO exception from java.io. Okay, done. See here, the java.io exception has been put into work, then imported file utils, and dot keys, because we have been using keys dot enter. Now after this, putting same thing, after we have done everything, the thread slip, let's just wait for the thread slip. Don't put it here directly, because as I have told you that the thread slip will work on the whole code. So the code will just put the screenshot, like after putting the screenshot the code will close. Let's just put here, it will work fine. Okay, so let's just run it and see if it works or not. So we have opened the browser, pasted the query, and it closed. Let's just see if the screenshot file has been done or not. Okay, so the screenshot file is not done because of this error, because I have told the computer to go there. I didn't create a screenshot folder over there. Let's just create a screenshot folder over there. Yes, so it will do the screenshot. See here, the double slashes are stating that go to users, after C go to users, again go to SS and go to desktop, and now click go or create a folder as a screenshot demo, and then store the JPG as in that. Now see if it runs or throw an error. Okay, the same error has been shown again. Okay, the screenshot demo is here. Might be there is some problem. Okay, see, okay, there's an error. That is not the process we should do. Let's just not doing this. Let's just create again. Okay. So, see, after like doing the screenshot, after putting the screenshot, he had copied the file. The computer has copied the file and put it here. And if we just try to rename it, what's the name of it? Let's just see what's the name of it. Screenshot demo screenshot type file name 1. So after every screenshot you have to change the name, right? We have to change the name after every screenshot, like we have to go to there and put it 2 and put it 3. So that's a hectic job. We shouldn't do this, right? We should not do this. So let's just wrap up here. Like we have learned that how to uh, put the screenshot over the place where we want to. Let's just put again. If I think that there is an error, like there is not the favorable destination that I want my screenshot to be stored. Okay, yes. So there's a screenshot demo created again in this folder. We have clicked our screenshot. Now what we have learned today is that how to like click the screenshot of the result page, how to click the screenshot of any resulting page or any response website, so that you can put more documentation to your test cases and test method. All right, so in the further video we'll be learning how to normalize this method, and didn't do we don't have to, so that we don't have to change the name according to our need or according to the number of test cases we are doing, number of screenshot we are taking. Okay, so I hope that I have made you learn how to figure out the screenshot file, how to do the screenshot. Now we'll be learning how to normalize those things.